guys, back again, Bullseye Bobby with another video. This is my WWE Off the Mic episode 6. I've got news on the Fastlane main event, the Undertaker, the Divas matches for WrestleMania, because there's likely going to be 2 instead of 1. But before I get to this, I just want to say I'm not going to be making a SmackDown review today because, like most weeks, I don't really get to watch it live. So I don't really have a great in-depth of each match. So what I'll do from now on is just a results show, which will be a lot shorter. It'll just be running through who won their matches. So I'll start that from next week. But obviously in today's episode 6, the first thing I wanted to say that I wanted to get to is the whole build up for the Fastlane main event and what I think they should do. I just think, obviously, I think a large part of why they've been building Ambrose up so much is because they want to take some of the predictability out of it. By having Dean Ambrose as, for the last month build up, he's been the top guy on Raw. He's been involved more than anyone else. He's been, at the center of everything basically, and I think a lot of that is partly due to, taking some of the predictability out of Roman Reigns winning the match, because obviously everyone knows the Wyatt family will attack Brock Lesnar. So I don't think Brock Lesnar will win at all. I think it's between Reigns and Ambrose. So the thing is, I was still, I'd say like 100%, maybe not 100, but 90% sure Reigns was going to win. But after Ambrose dropping the Intercontinental title to Kevin Owens, I still think the logical thing they're going to do, or the logical reason, is Roman Reigns to win. And I still think, that's the most likely outcome. What I think they should do though is Ambrose should win and turn Reigns heel, because they can still have both guys. Because if Reigns loses, he really has nowhere to go for WrestleMania. He has no match. Ambrose, I'm not so sure. I guess you could, involve him in a rivalry with like a Chris Jericho or AJ Styles. But I just think instead of having the main event Triple H versus Roman Reigns or Triple H versus Dean Ambrose, why not make it a triple threat for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania? So I would have Ambrose win the match and obviously become the #1 contender. But then Reigns gets so annoyed that his chance has been took away again, that he literally turns on Ambrose, thus turning heel. Because the best way Reigns is going to get over with the crowd is by turning heel first. It's that simple. They could, I honestly believe if WWE booked him properly, they could somewhat get him over if they booked him properly. I mean, it was starting to work. When he won the championship on the Monday Night Raw after TLC, they were booking him a lot better, and it was starting to work. But now it's reverted back to the old crap, where they've just made him look really bad. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think Reigns will still come out on top, but I think they should go with Ambrose and then basically have Reigns turn heel and just get involved in everything, so it forces the Authority to put him in the match. So the news on the Undertaker is obviously his opponent has been decided now. WWE has said that they've announced who his opponent is, but they've not made it public. They've said that it's someone not on the current roster. But if you take injuries off the roster, it's got to be John Cena, guys. It has to be. There's news recently in the last few hours that it could be Goldberg or Sting. It's not going to be Goldberg, and Sting's injured as well. So it's going to be John Cena, guys. It's that simple. He's been putting pictures on videos on Twitter of him working out, of him sending out tweets saying it's a gamble and it's risky, but he's going to do it. Just everything is building up towards the Undertaker and John Cena, and if that's the match that happens at WrestleMania, it's the match I want to watch the most going into WrestleMania. It'll be better than any other match by far, just because of the two guys who are in it and how rarely they've faced, and they've never faced on such a stage like WrestleMania. And even the last time they did, it was years ago. I mean, since I started watching WWE, I've never seen John Cena versus The Undertaker. That's how long it is. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get that match. I think we will. And I don't think there's any other way for WWE to go without it disappointing otherwise. So, and John Cena's not missing the biggest WrestleMania of all time. So that's not happening. There's some news on Rey Mysterio that I wanted to mention. It looks like he won't be able to return to the WWE until 2017. There's been a lot of speculation recently of him returning to the WWE, but his contract with Lucha Underground looks like it's keeping him there till 2017. I mean, I think he will come back to finish his career in the WWE because he's just got such a great history with the company. And I think one of his last rivalries in WWE would be amazing to see. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk of Roman Reigns versus John Cena someday for like a passing of the torch moment. I think in terms of the little guy, Rey Mysterio versus Kalisto. One day that would be insane for like an Intercontinental or US title. That would be Kalisto versus Rey Mysterio. Would just be. It would be like a passing of the torch moment, and it would just be an insane match. I mean, if you think of it, if you could have two guys wrestle and it probably, the in-ring ability and chemistry works so well, you'd put those two and just think, wow, what a match. So hopefully he comes back to WWE, which I think he will, when his contract with Lucha Underground runs out. And I'd love to see him back because obviously when I first started watching wrestling, he was in the WWE. He was one of my favourite guys by far. So see how that goes. Apart from that, for those of you who watch NXT, obviously there was the main event for the number one contendership for Finn Balor's NXT Championship, which, as all of you know, the triple threat they had was obviously restarted, minus Baron Corbin, because obviously he tapped out, but they didn't know who to. So this past Wednesday they had the rematch between Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe, which ended in a double pin. So it was given as a draw. So what I think they'll do again is they'll have another Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe match, a third number one contenders match, and I think Samoa Joe will come out on top and become the number one contender for Finn Balor's NXT Championship. Apart from and one more thing I wanted to get to was the Divas. Obviously they've got two Divas matches at Fastlane, Charlotte versus Brie, and the tag team match between Tamina and Naomi versus Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. There's a lot of speculation and talk in the WWE about having two Divas matches at WrestleMania. Obviously the Divas Championship match and probably a something else match, probably like a Battle Royale Divas match of some sort. Obviously I think the Divas match is pretty clear what it will be. It will either be Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, or Charlotte versus Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. I don't see how they can't really go with a triple threat, because like I mentioned yesterday on my Fastlane preview, I just think both girls have shown signs of obviously Becky Lynch has been in a feud with Charlotte, but it never really ended. And obviously Sasha made a return at the Royal Rumble and attacked Charlotte, building some heat and some momentum towards a feud there, and that hasn't really continued, but it hasn't disappeared either, because there's still been comments about taking the title from her. So they've kind of left each rivalry to do this at Fastlane, and then I think they'll just go back to it after Fastlane. But both Divas haven't really ended their rivalry with Charlotte, so it doesn't make sense to just have one of them not in the match. And I think a triple threat would be amazing anyway. It'd be better than a singles match with all three. former NXT girls. That would be it would be probably the Divas match of the year by far, especially at WrestleMania. You know, they're going to try and book it to the best that they can. And yeah, that's about it. There's not too much to talk about today. Obviously with Fastlane this Sunday, it'll be interesting to see what happens. The main event, it'll be interesting to see where they go, because I think, you know, that there's not much they could do with. If Ambrose wins, that's great. I just think WWE has brought a lot of this on themselves. You know, they've made it so predictable that some of the predictability has even gone against Reigns, and just their booking in general recently of him has just been really poor. So that's why I think turning him heel is the best thing to do, to really get some hatred from the crowd. And there's no better way to turn someone heel, have them really play that role well, which Reigns would do. And there's nothing better for a crowd than such a top heel like that to turn face eventually. That's when they really get behind someone. So see how it goes. I just personally think either way, they've built it up for a month now on Raw. Each guy, you know, Reigns or Ambrose, having a little peek at each other. They've, you know, had them really like, you know, oh, what's he doing, you know, kind of things. And obviously the last on SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, you know, Ambrose went for dirty deeds on both shows. And obviously on SmackDown, Reigns hit Ambrose with a Samoan drop. So they've literally started getting the moves going on each other. I just think they've gone to the stage with it now where you can't just have the match, Ambrose or Reigns win, and the other one congratulate him and hug him. You can't. It's gone past that now. It's where they're still friends now, but once one of them wins, it's going to get to the other guy. He's going to be like, well, yeah, I was friends, but oh, this is not right. You know, it should be mine. So I don't think there's any way. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, whoever wins out of the two, the other one has to turn heel. You've built it up like that now, you know? Especially if Ambrose wins. Reigns cannot. This will piss the crowd off even more if he's just like, oh, well, you know, I tried my best, but my best friend won. No one cares about that. You know, I love Ambrose and Reigns, and I love them as like the way they've been over the last few years with the Shield and like the brother mentality. But it's gone. That's ended now. I don't want it. I don't want them to be friends now in WWE. I want Reigns to turn heel, be a badass guy, and just take his frustration out on Ambrose. Same if it was the other way around. Just stop being all, oh well, I tried my best and good luck with your shot at the title. No, it's the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. You've got to be, and as far as Reigns is concerned, it's his championship. So he can't be, oh well, Ambrose, I'm really happy for it. It's my championship. That should be his mentality, and he has to kick off if he loses the match. It's that simple. You can't go any other way. So we'll see how it goes, guys. That was WWE Off the Mic episode 6. Like I said, I'll be doing results shows for SmackDown, not reviews of the show, starting from next week. And obviously on Monday I'll have episode 7 of WWE Off the Mic and my review for Fastlane. So keep a heads up for that, and hope you guys enjoyed, and see you soon, guys. Bye.